guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I will be showing you how to make my lasagna. I'm using ground beef today. Usually I use turkey meat, but today I'm using ground beef, and we're adding onions, garlic, I have my sauces and cheese, and I'm about to show you all that. French term for having all your ingredients laid out and your seasoning is called mise en place. So it just makes it a little easier. You have everything out and you don't have to go and try to, get something that you forgot. The lasagna that I'm using today, the noodles, I have my onions, tomatoes, fresh garlic, and this skillet is on. We have water boiling for the noodles. Then I have my sauces right here. These are the cheese. We have Parmesan, the ricotta cheese, and mozzarella cheese. And we have our peppers. First thing, you want to make sure you always wash your hands and you always get under your nails. Alright guys, let's get to it. I started by washing all my vegetables, and I will be cutting the onions first just to saute them before I put the ground beef in. For this, I will be dicing the onions. I use olive oil when I cook. Pour a little bit in the pan. We're adding the onions to the pan right now. I'm cutting the other one. Our onions are in the pan now, and we're sauteing them, just waiting for them to get a golden brown color. As you can see, the water here is boiling for the noodles. We're going to add salt and a little bit of olive oil. And I use kosher salt, but you can use whatever salt you prefer. I do this so the noodles don't stick while they're boiling. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of the onions when they're sauteing. It smells so pretty good. I use this little tool just to hold your spoon, your spatula while you're cooking, so it doesn't get the counter dirty. So I just place it right here. And we're waiting for the noodles and for the onions to be done sauteing. While we're waiting, we're going to be cutting the peppers and the tomatoes now. We have our peppers. I use different color peppers just because it gives the dish just a brighter look, and for flavors. Like the peppers give a little sweetness to the lasagna. We're also dicing these. These are diced. Just look at the colors. Beautiful. We're going to add our peppers to it. And the noodles are boiling. I don't know how I got the 2 boxes in there, but it's in there. Okay, let's add the peppers now. You want your noodles to be al dente, which means, you know, just a little hard but not super soft. You don't want them to be mushy. Right now I am dicing the garlic, and I want to show you an easy way to get the peel off the garlic. So I just put my knife on it and I press hard, and it crushes the garlic, and it's easy for it to just peel off. The kids were running around. I'm stirring the onions and tomatoes into my peppers and onions. Adding a little bit of salt just to bring out the flavor, the natural flavors of the vegetables. Take the noodles out into a colander. I'm using cold water. The cold water is just so, it's called shocking your noodles, so your noodles don't continue cooking. You can use cold water or ice. Alright guys, now let's make our ground beef. I'm adding some olive oil. Make sure you break it apart so it can cook evenly, and then you can add your seasonings. Alright, we are adding some Italian seasoning. More Italian seasoning. It looks like a lot, but it's actually coming out thin. Just make sure you get it on all the meat. Then we have our black pepper. Lorries. Just mix that a little. Turning it up a little bit so it can cook a little faster. And now we just have to wait. I would give it about 15-20 minutes and it should be done. It's a little hot in here, so I had to, you know, get my water. But as you can see, the ground beef is pretty much cooked. I actually added a little bit more salt and some paprika for the color. And now I'm adding the veggies that we sauteed earlier. And I am mixing all of that in before I add the sauce. Look how delicious this looks. We have our peppers, onions, garlic, and our beef. Everything's cooked, and you know, everything's delicious. Now we're adding our sauce to it. We're adding this one is just a tomato basil. I'm adding the whole thing. And then I am adding the roasted garlic herb. I just mixed everything together, and I will let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes while I get the ricotta cheese and mozzarella cheese and I get everything ready. Alright guys, I'm adding a little bit of sugar, not too much, but just a little bit. Alright, the sugar is mixed in, and now it's time to try it. We're using the 2-spoon method. So you basically take it with one spoon and you put it on the other spoon so you can try it. And it's good. Alright guys, now that the meat is done cooking, the noodles are done, I'm adding a little bit of salt to my ricotta cheese. Then we'll be able to place everything into the pan. Okay guys, we have our pan here and now it's time to put the layers. I'm adding the noodles first. As you can see, the noodles are al dente because they're going to finish up in the oven. You want a nice layer of noodles. Then you add your meat on top of that. Guys, now we're adding our Parmesan cheese and our ricotta cheese. So just spread it all over the meat. And then now we can add our ricotta cheese. And you can put however much you want. Me, personally, I love ricotta cheese, but my husband doesn't like it so much. So we're not going to put too much. I might have to get a little bit more. Just hold on a second. Alright, now that the ricotta cheese is all over the meat, we're going to add another layer of the noodles. We have a lot of noodles, so I'm adding a lot of noodles on top. As you can see the layers of everything. You have the noodles all the way at the bottom, the meat, more noodles, the ricotta cheese, we only have one layer, and then we have more noodles and we have the meat on top. Now we're going to end it with some mozzarella cheese on top and we're going to bake it. My oven has already been set to 375. It's been preheating and warming up this whole time. So we're putting the mozzarella cheese on top. And you can see my lasagna is thick, you know, it's thick. And now that the mozzarella cheese is on top of it, we're going to pop it in the oven for, I would say, about 15-20 minutes. We're just waiting for the cheese to melt and for it to be golden brown, and then it will be done. Now we just have to wait about 15-20 minutes and the cheese will melt. You know, it'll be like a golden brown color and it'll be ready for us to eat it. Alright guys, after 20 minutes I took it out and I let it sit for about like 5 minutes, and now, oh, you can see it's coming. It's falling over. I'm just taking a little piece. Ooh. And then now we're gonna try it. Alright guys, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more of my cooking videos, and enjoy. Bon appetit.